Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Hi, this is Mick Bannister, and thanks for joining me for some plain talking. With me in the Departure Lounge this week is Mark A. Johnston, actor and radio host. Following his studies at the Pacific Lutheran University in Seattle, he juggled working as an information technology analyst with his job as a scoreboard operator for the Seattle Mariners Major League Baseball team for 12 years, before deciding to move into professional acting. He is just about to start filming in Colombia, South America, on a film called Where Evil Dwells by legendary horror producer, director Massimilio, or Max, Cerchi, starring WWF wrestling legend Al Snow and horror actress Melantha Blackthorne. But before we get into all of that, I asked Mark about growing up in Tacoma, Washington State, USA.
Well, I did not grow up in a wealthy family. I would call us lower middle class. My father was a garbage man back in the days when garbage men had to pick up garbage cans and dump them into the back of a truck. I have a brother and a sister. My brother's 10 years older than me. My sister is 9 years older than me. So obviously, my parents didn't really plan on having me. My dad was always a baseball player, but I always thought he should be a hockey player because he seemed to be able to slip one past the goalie, as it were. So I was kind of an only child when my brother and sister went off to school and started their own lives. I love it in the Pacific Northwest. I've lived in Los Angeles as well, and I'm back and forth there a lot because that's where the entertainment industry takes me. But the Pacific Northwest is a great place to be. It's very, very green, and it's something as a child I didn't really understand until I started traveling to other places and realized how special this area is with our beautiful Mount Rainier out there every single day. You get up and you look out and you see the mountain. So it's fantastic. I went to public school and rather enjoyed it. I've always been a small guy, or as you say, a small chap. Just a little guy, and I learned early on that if I can't be physically imposing, then I darn well better be funny. So my dad was always kind of a goofball, and I started just making jokes and trying to make people laugh since as far as I can remember.
Okay, so you say your dad was a bit of a sportsman. Were you not sporty at school then?
Not at school. I played. I love baseball. I still love baseball. But I lacked one thing that led me that would have given me the opportunity to play professionally, and what I lacked was talent. So that kind of held me back. I wasn't much of a ball player. I didn't physically develop until later in life, into my 20s. So I was very awkward and gangly, and I didn't really play very well. Didn't have a lot of control over being able to swing the bat and being able to play, defense and so on. So I just wasn't good enough. When I got to be in my upper teens, that's when I became the late bloomer, and I started playing a little bit better, but it was too late to really get into playing competitively. I'll tell you right now, though, if I could play Little League right now, I would really be awesome. Let me tell you, they'd move back now. So I still love the game, and I love to play. I haven't played in 2 years because I blew out my ACL here a couple of years back, but I'm hoping next summer to start playing again.
So what did your parents think about your wanting to be an actor? Did they have other aspirations for you?
Not really. My parents are very open about, hey, you know what, you got to do something to enjoy doing. You got to do what you love to do, and my father especially. My father was, I wouldn't call him a quiet man, but he was never somebody that would want to get up in front of people and perform. But I think he saw that I had an ability to do that sort of thing, and so he very much supported when I would do plays or when I would sing or whatever it was. Dad was always there. My parents were both always always there.
Now's a good time to break to have a listen to some of the music on your iPlayer. So can you tell us what your first song is that you've chosen, and why is that such a significant track for you?
At the times where I'm struggling, the times where I'm not getting offers and I start to get a little discouraged, this is a song that always picks me up. It's called Not Ready to Die, and it's basically a song about getting to a point where you think that you're ready to drop off, but encouraging you to continue on. And that's why it's called, you know what, it says, I'm not ready to lay, I'm not ready to fade, I'm not ready to die. So it's not about being any sort of fear of death. It's about continuing on when you feel that your challenges are great. And this is a song that I've been listening to for, about 7 years now. When times get tough, I'll put this one on, and as you will hear, it's a very rocking and raucous song, a death metal song, and so you might have trouble with the lyrics, but look it up. Get online, take a look at the lyrics. Not Ready to Die by Demon Hunter, and I love this song. I always have and I always will.
That's great. Thanks, Mark. We'll let's wake up Milton Keynes with Not Ready to Die from Demon Hunter.
Together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Demon Hunter is an American Christian metal band from Seattle, Washington, started in the year 2000 by brothers Don and Ryan Clark. The band's style is known for combining nu metal sounds and qualities with ones heard in the metalcore genre. After discussing Mark's early years, we went on to discuss his years at college.
Life at Pacific Lutheran was a lot of fun. Those were some great times. I had some great friends. I started off as a math major. I was going to do computer science and so on, but then I ran into something called calculus. And calculus was not just challenging. Calculus made absolutely no sense to me. Why do we want to know this again? I don't understand. And how am I going to use this to write code on a computer? Anyway, I passed my first semester of calculus. I got into the second semester, and the professor spoke with me after class and said, you might want to consider dropping and taking this again because you're not doing so well. At the time, I was also taking a political science class, and it was something I was looking forward to every day. I absolutely loved learning about how politics worked. I loved learning about the way government is set up and how to do certain things, how people get elected and so on. And not just American politics. I learned a lot about different cultures and different countries, and how we have, a bicameral Congress here, but other countries had a parliament, and some had a president and a prime minister, and so on. And I absolutely loved every moment of that. So I switched my major to political science.
Was that something that you'd enjoyed from being at school, or was it something that you decided you wanted to do later on? I know you said you started off with maths. It seems odd to jump from maths to political science.
Politics had always been very interesting to me. My parents were not political, but I remember in the 4th grade, and I kid you not, I started reading the paper, watching the news, enjoying everything that had to do with politics. There was a gentleman named Ronald Reagan who I simply found fascinating. And they called him the Great Communicator. He really was. He communicated with me quite well at a very young age. Now, I'm not saying I am a huge backer of anything that Ronald Reagan did, but as a leader and as someone who connected with people, I think he was incredible. So, yeah, I actually became very much into politics at a young age, and sort of brought my parents along for the ride, which is apparently not normal. I thought it was as a kid. But, yeah, I once I got into college, I started remembering, once I took the political science course, I remembered how much I enjoyed it. And it was something where it was not a chore to study, something that was not a challenge to read up on. I retained everything I read very well, and I loved it. And I went, you know what? I'm just going to jump over to political science because it seems to be a whole lot more fun and interesting, and I'm connecting better with this particular area of study. So that's kind of how it happened.
I mean, from the political science, you then went and did a postgrad study in Chicago, I believe, at the DeVry University, where you were studying applied science and information technology. That seems a bit of a leap from politics to information technology. How did that come about?
Well, actually, I did that years later when I was in the corporate world and I had been laid off. And it's interesting, you can find a great job if you have a degree in information technology. Not so much when you have a job when you have a degree in political science. In fact, Mick, I'm going to do a quick impersonation for you of a recent political science grad. This is a really good one. I hope you enjoy this. This is getting ready, prepared. Here we go. This is my impersonation of a recent graduate of political science. I hope you all enjoy this. Ready? Here it comes. Here we go. Ready? And would you like chips with that? That was it. Thank you very much.
Yes, I get the point.
I studied information technology, applied sciences, to get back into the corporate world at a higher paying job.
Okay, that's a good point to break for some more music. So what's your next track?
This next track is called Taken Lower, and it's by a recent band called Rain, Light, Fade. And I admit I have prejudice towards this band, as their lead guitar player is a dear friend of mine, Ian Tomlinson, and this guy is an amazing guitar player. And this song in particular has been an inspiration to me, mostly because I like the bass line, and the words are basically a caution about keeping your feet on the right path. And so it's a fantastic song, and it's not as rockin' and it's not death metal. So anybody that turned down the radio in the last song, this one, not quite as much of a kick to it, but it's a great rocking song.
That's great. Thanks, Mark. So turn up your radios and let's have a listen to Taken Lower from Rain, Light and Fade.